Hey YouTubers, I'm coming to you today with another book review. This is Eric Jerome Dickey, The Other Woman. Got 4 characters in the story. Charles and his nickname wife Freckles. They never say her real name. They nickname her Freckles. Them two are married, and the other couple in the story is David and Jessica Lawrence. Charles is a middle school social studies teacher. Freckles is a news producer. David is an artist. Jessica is a PE teacher at the same school as Charles, and she also is a gym instructor, aerobics instructor, whatever. Goodness, I'm sorry. I've already recorded this video once, and I went over it, so excuse me if I go over some words. I'm trying to hurry up and do this. Eric Jerome Dickey starts the story off by saying that, because Freckles is the whole author of the story. She's talking the whole story. He starts off with Freckles saying that she should have been surprised by her husband's affair, but she wasn't. So with something like that, you could be like, oh, this gonna be good. This gonna be good. He got us at the very beginning. What that song be? Y'all say you had me at hello. First page. So, hold on. Oh, got my paper. So that's how the story starts off. Charles gets hits in his left eye at work. He blames it on a student fight. It was really a message from David Lawrence saying, I know, but you my wife, man. Stay away from my wife. Left eye. So, David Lawrence calls Freckles and tells her that Jessica is having an affair with her husband Charles. She doesn't believe him. Freckles confronts Charles about his eye and tells him about the David Lawrence phone call. He breaks down and confesses about Jessica and how he had an affair with her. He tells Freckles he had the affair because she was always unavailable, and he felt like they were roommates. The news producer, she worked all the time, weekends, holidays, his birthday, her birthday. She gets one day off during the week, but even on those days, she gets called in. When she gets home, he's asleep. When he's awake, she's asleep. So they're always passing each other. So she argues with him, tries to leave. How people get in an argument, they run out the house, go hop in the car. She went and ran in the car, but she forgot to lift the garage door up. And she put the car in reverse, and the back end hit the garage door. And then she put the car in drive, and she ended up wrecking into her husband's workbench. So she's just jacking up her car. So Yvette comes and get her, make her best friend, make her spend the night. When she comes back home the next day to talk to Charles, the garage repairman is at their house. Freckles gives Charles a list of questions she wants answered, and she wants Jessica to fill them out as well. And she wants it all to be discussed in a group meeting. Charles tells her, I'm not filling out those questions. Those questions are stupid. So she decides, since he ain't going to answer my questions, let me go see what David Lawrence talk about. So she meets David Lawrence for questions. He offers her Charles and Jessica's emails to read. So she goes over there and she reads them and finds out that Charles and Jessica have been communicating for the last 8 months. So when you read, she's sitting there reading all that, getting mad and angry. And in a situation like that, most people, they may now. They'll say, well, they hurt us, so let us hurt them. So after she read that, her and David Lawrence, they tried to make two wrong or right. They got intimate or whatever. And Freckles goes back home and they argue. Charles says that Jessica was convenient for him, non-negative. She wouldn't talk to him on the phone about the bad part of her day, and like Freckles would do working for news and, covering bad news stories all the time. Ying, yang, 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 yang. And his ears all day long and not one positive report all day. He got tired of that pretty much. She lets him know that she cheated. Charles gets mad. A little background about that. Oh no, I don't need to say that part. That's irrelevant to the story. Alright, so her and David Lawrence, they continue their little thing. And David Lawrence, he's an artist, he paints 2 pictures of her, and he wants to hear her play the saxophone. The first painting he calls the Revelation, which is the day she was sitting there on his futon reading the emails. He took a picture of her, or whatever. He took a picture of her and painted it or whatever. The second picture was the day she came back over there, and she played the saxophone for him like she promised she would. he called that picture the sunset. And, you know, she caught her in her element and her passion of playing the saxophone and all that good stuff. At that time, Jessica walks in, and Jessica just can't come in the house out of nowhere. Walk in and catches them. When Freckles leaves, you know, Jessica yells at Don Lawrence for not giving her enough attention, always working on her art. So basically, they both had the same reason for cheating. David worked on his art too much. Freckles was at work too much. You know, she wanted to go out, be a romantic couple, blah, blah, blah. David Lawrence tells Freckles that Charles already knows about him and her, as he sent Charles a videotape of Freckles' clothes and showed on the videotape showed her sleeping in the bed, so he would know where she was at the last 2 days. But she would spend the night with him the last 2 days. She just would go back home. She didn't tell Charles where she was. She just told him that, you know, she cheated on him as well. David Lawrence said the emails that Charles and Jessica wrote to the school. Everybody knows Charles got fired, Jessica got fired. Jessica writes a final letter to Charles, forwards it to Freckles. She says that her and David Lawrence are getting counseling and they're trying to work their marriage back out. She wants to meet at Eurochild restaurant for closure. There's also a printout of the teacher scandal at Freckles' job. Tyra, her boss, confronts her about it. She confesses that, you know, that's her and her husband or whatever. She refuses to run the story. Freckles thanks her. And Tyra lets her know that she treats her bad because her husband's dancer, whatever left her for, looks just like Freckles. That's just a little tidbit. She's a good worker though, Freckles is. Everyone meets a Eurochild. Jessica did get pregnant by Charles, but she miscarried. Initially, David Lawrence set up the encounter to meet at Eurochild. Jessica didn't even know. She's sitting there, and then all of a sudden, them two walk up, and she's like, "Why are y'all here?" She's like, "To meet you." She's like, "I'm here to celebrate me and David Lawrence's wedding anniversary." Like, what are you talking about? So, you know, David Lawrence walks in, and they all talk, and he lets them know he set this little thing up. So Jessica tells David Lawrence about the baby. That was one part of the game he didn't know about, but he cries. He up there setting up the whole game, setting up everything, and he missed that detail. Freckles leaves her bag. Charles goes to get it, but gets shot. When David Lawrence and Jessica come out the restaurant, and David Lawrence sees him. So David Lawrence shoots Charles, and then shoots himself. Freckles is at the hospital. Charles lost a lung. He'll need rehab. Charles, when she got back home, she saw that Charles answered the questions, but she throws them in the trash. Freckles goes to David Lawrence's memorial. She plays the saxophone. Charles is put in therapy. Freckles leaves Charles and takes vacation time off work. She wants to find herself and hopes that he will too. She realizes that they both have a little bit growing up to do and they have to find themselves. And she lets Charles know, you know, I'll be here for you, but I'm still going to divorce you, whatever. She's like, I'm still going to divorce you, and I'm going to take this vacation time and find myself. When she gets back to work, or when she gets to work to report that she's leaving for vacation time, she gets a package on her desk, and it's the two pictures that David Lawrence had painted of her, the Revelation one and the sunset. Those two pictures. She decides that she wants to be the sunset picture. You know, the one of her playing the sax naked. So she hops in the car and drives off and starts her vacation. She's at the end of the story. She's driving off to go find herself. So and come back home and divorce Charles, pretty much. So yeah, that's the story. This story, the other woman. Wow. Wow, it's a good read though. You can't put it down. It's just awesome. It's drama at its best. Yeah, that's basically the story. Jessica, she came to the memorial and she looked at Freckles, and you know they had the silent eye treatment. You know, talking to the person with your eyes, and then she left. So yeah, that's basically the story. If you've read it, you know, leave a comment below. Hope you guys go read the book anyway. You know, even though I just told you the whole story. Talk to you guys later.